Today, I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Stephen Halloran. Known him for 20 years now, and he's a recovering addict. Yep, of
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Or better way of putting it, I'm recovered. Recovered addict.
Yeah.
But for the record, by no means cured.
Okay.
I'm recovered in the sense that I don't use no more. I'm pleased to say that I'm coming up 14 months clean now. So, year and 2 months. But yeah, it's a daily reprieve.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that can be taken for granted. Anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to slip back in. You know, it's crazy to think. People think that after a certain amount of sobriety time, that you're able to go back and do what you used to do, and it not be a problem.
Yeah.
However, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've had periods of sobriety over the past sort of 3-4 years, 5-6 months. One time I did have a year clean and sober.
Okay.
But at the time I was doing no 12-step program, obviously, which we'll discuss. And I relocated.
Okay.
Which is, you know, it's quite funny because there's all the different things with addicts that we try and do to think that it's going to cure what the problem is. Yeah. So relocation's one of them. You know, I'll move halfway across the country, which I did. I went to Norfolk.
Okay.
With my ex. It wasn't my choice. If I had my choice, I would have stayed where I was using, as I was. But I moved up there and, you know, I suppose it was like a bit of a clean slate.
Let me just rewind there a bit.
Yeah.
How did it all start then?
Do you know what? I've got to say, the problem was there from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, as we discussed just before we started, the drink and the drugs were a solution to what is the deeper rooted problem, which is what we call a spiritual malady in our program.
Yeah.
Which is the thinking, you know. They were the solution to my thinking, which, you know, I had a very loud head, and it helped quieten that, you know, and hopefully I can relate to a lot of people out there. But I started using alcohol when I was about 18, but prior to that, I had drunk at parties at 16, and I started smoking weed and skunk. And, you know, I never really enjoyed it, but it quietened down my head.
Thinking.
It was the thinking. From a young age, I'll start back from sort of further, because it's where the deep-rooted problem is. As I said, the drink and drugs come later on, but my mum was an alcoholic. And she was all through my life, and you know, I grew up without a dad. And I'm not saying this to, it's not an excuse, because I have to take full accountability for my actions. But I was never comfortable in my own skin. I didn't have a lot of self-esteem. You know, I always envied other people. I never wanted to be me. Okay. Always wanted to be someone else because I didn't like me. Yeah. From a young age, I mean, you know, from school, I was never a confident person. You know, I always sort of hid behind you because you were the biggest guy in the school. And I was protected in a way. Do you know what I mean? For me, I was protected. I was quite lucky. But if I hadn't have had you, likes of you around and all our other friends, maybe it would have been a bit of a different story, because I grew up through life just so fearful. Yeah. Fearful. And you know, addiction is a fear-based illness, whether it be drink, it doesn't matter what substance you use, and addiction's addiction. Yeah. And the reason people use substances is to change the way they feel. It's as simple as that. Yeah, yeah. You know, if you've had take for a normal person, you had a busy day and you've had a stressful day, you say, God, I can murder a pint now. Yeah. Normal people can do that. Yeah, yeah. Although drink wasn't my addiction, it fueled the addiction for cocaine in the end, because it went hand in hand. I started using cocaine while I was, you know, when I used to go out. That's where it started for me, which was very, you know, I've got to the point now where the addiction started. It progressed very quickly for me. I first took my first line of cocaine on Christmas 2007. Okay. And I was living with my ex, and it was, you hear this a lot in the 12-step programs and meetings and stuff like that, and people talk. I felt like I'd arrived. My first line of cocaine. Chest went out, shoulders went back. I had a beaming smile on my face. Right, here we go.
Good.
I felt on top of the world. That first buzz was just incredible. I can't sit here and lie and say it wasn't, because it was. And it changed the way it took away the inhibitions. It took away the fear. Like, so if I was, God forbid my girlfriend sees this, but if I used to go out in the pool, I used to love it because I could do a bit of that. I was up there.
Yeah, you were confident.
I was confident, but even on drink I wasn't like that. I'd have to drink to virtually stupid before I'd have the confidence to approach a girl. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's where it was for me. So when I found cocaine, it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Do you know what I mean? It clears my inhibitions, it kills my fears. I can go out and have the best night ever, pull a bird, and that's where it was. That's where it started. But I split up my ex in February 2008 because she cheated on me. So now the illness is based around fear, resentment, and stuff like that, and anger. So you can imagine all them emotions. I lost my nan 2 years previously, which absolutely, how close I was to my nan and grand. They brought me up because of my mum's addiction. So, it started from there. So, basically, I was living in Hornchurch in Essex with my partner at the time. And I'd found out she cheated on me, and that was it. I'd found out stuff before, and I'd stayed with it, and I'd hated myself for staying there, but I was codependent. Addicts are very codependent, I find. Not everyone. I can't talk for everyone, but for me, I was very codependent. Always was all through my life, whether it be with my nan and granddad, me ex. Because I didn't have a lot of girlfriends growing up because of the fear factor, because of not having a lot of self-esteem. She was like my first proper girlfriend. So I won't go too deeply into that, but anyway, I moved out there and I moved back to my nan's in Forest Gate. Obviously, I found myself with a lot of time on my hands, and I had this nutty head. Why did she cheat on me? What did I do wrong? Is it my looks? Is it the way I acted? Why would she do that to me? Well, that on a constant basis. I was also working with people who, let's just say, I don't want to swear on camera, but weren't very nice people. They made me feel inferior about myself. They made me feel small. They, what I learned to understand now is that them people have got their own issues themselves. But back then, to me, why are they picking on? What have I done? So that constant, every single day of my life, I had that going on in my head. Why, I didn't have a dad, he died when I was 2, as I said, but why did he leave me? Why ain't my mum interested? She palmed me off to my nan and granddad's. I know now she's an addict. I suffer from it can be hereditary. Do you know what I mean? And I actually feel quite bad in some respects now, because I never used to smoke, nothing. I used to look at her and think, I'm never going to turn out like you. So anyway, going back to 2008, it progressed really quickly for me. It started off as a half a gram on a night out of a Friday, once every couple of weeks.
With the boys.
Right. And it's the butterflies I used to get in my stomach before I got it, because I knew what feeling was coming. I couldn't wait to get it, but that's where it started progressing really quickly, because day in, day out, when I didn't feel good, I knew what would make me feel good. I knew what would bring me up and make me think I don't care what anyone else thinks now. Because I've got my mate, and my mate was in that rap.
So what lengths would you go to get on a high?
Do you know what? Initially, if I couldn't get it, it wouldn't bother me. But as it progressed over the months, from the period of 2008 to 2010 was a massive progression in using. So you're talking from half a gram on the weekend to then using 2-3 times a week. What length would I go to? We'll put it this way, I ended up selling everything I owned. Jewellery, which had been given to me. I pawned. I mean, I'm jumping quite a bit further on. You're talking late 2009 now, and I've been in it for a good year or so. Manipulating people, close friends, family, you know yourself. We had this situation a couple of years ago.
We're all good now, though. We're all good.
Where I phoned you up and I asked to lend 500 quid. And I'll give you some cock and ball story that it was because I got money coming in from a job I hadn't been paid, and I lied. I lied straight down and lied to you. Luckily, you didn't lend it to me.
I'm not tight, you know. I just know, like...
Obviously something wasn't. Obviously, you must have said something wasn't right, but yeah, manipulating family members, people around me, friends. My brother was one of them. Lent me thousands. My nan lent me thousands. My nan actually found out about the problem in the end.
Yeah.
And every time, and the thing is, I meant it when I said it.
Yeah.
Every time after a big user, I'm never doing this again. But that's where the insanity of the thinking come in. You know, I used to drive out 3, 4, all hours of the day. I mean, nine times out of 10, I'd be up for 4 days of the week, sleep for 2, and just struggling through one. Yeah. That, 36, 40 hour benders of constant using, not eating. Wow. So obviously my weight went down. I'd drive anywhere for it. I'd ring anyone. I'd be belling people at any time in the night. I'd go and pick up. I was a function addict. Okay. So work didn't stop me. I didn't have days off.
So you're still working?
So I was still working in the addiction. So I'd be using all night, sitting up, and it's quite funny. The pun now. I hear the birds in the morning.
Yeah.
I used to bloody hate them birds because the birds meant it was, oh my God, you've been up all night again.
Yeah.
And you've now got to go and work. You've got no gear left. What are you going to do on the blower? And I used to go knocking on dealers' doors because I used to get I was quite good at manipulating. So I used to get quite close and friendly with the dealers that I was getting off. So I'd be banging on their door 6, 7 in the morning. Look, I'll go work. Can you sort us out? And it was always on tick. I'll pay you next week. I'd have bill. I think the biggest bill I ever built up was £1,200. In one go. But bear in mind, when the bill wasn't built up at £1,200, I was paying it off constantly. I was getting myself in all sorts of things where I was lending dealers money because I'm thinking, well, if I lend them the money, they'll pay it back to me in gear. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? it was bad. I just could not stop using. Nothing stopped. Obviously, in the period between 2009 and 2012, I'd had 2 kids. Yeah. Who I loved dearly. Yeah. But they bore the brunt of that. Yeah. Because I was never present. I always tried to think of myself as a good dad. Mm-hmm. But really, how could I have been? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Not in that period, you couldn't.
No. I wasn't present. I was working all the time. When I wasn't working, I was in bad moods. I'd either not had a lot of sleep or I'd been up all night. I didn't want them around me. All I wanted to do was use. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? I'd be going out 2, 3 in the morning because I actually got back with that ex, by the way. Yeah. This was the insanity of the thinking because I couldn't be on my own. I didn't know what to do. She went off and she got with someone else, and this is all sort of going on up until sort of 2010, and I ended up getting back with her. Yeah. And we had a child, and we had another child, and we moved to Norfolk. And it was just like, it just happened so quick. Like, I lost them years. I don't remember much about them at all, apart from the pain. Because it was painful. My using then, I was using against my will. I didn't want to use, but I couldn't be up here either. Yeah. I didn't want to be in this mind. I didn't want to be in this head. I hated who I was. I'd gone bankrupt at that point. So I'm just, she actually controlling my money when we moved to Norfolk. So no wonder I couldn't use. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Money I was getting from work was going into her account. I was getting drip fed money. Do you know what I mean? And for as a grown man, how pathetic. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, going into sort of 2012, I'd been up there, I'd been clean nearly a year. Yeah. But I still had that malady. I was still drinking while I was up there. I was working at a bar. Flipping perfect for an addict. I mean, I was working at the bar until 12 o'clock at night, and I was drinking till 3, 4 in the morning, sometimes 5. And I'd cycle home. I had an accident while on me cycling home one night and nearly got hit by a car because I hit a lamppost drunk. Riding back, I bruised all my side, and just crazy stuff. Yeah. Anyway, moving forward from there, I moved away from there in 2012 because it just wasn't working. I moved back down to London. Well, the first night I was there. Straight on it. The first night, because I'd gone through so much hell with her. Yeah. I'd lost the kids. I'd lost the house I'd built up there with her. Yeah. The friends that I'd built up. I just didn't know what to do. My head was all over the place. The only thing I knew that made me feel better in that moment was a line of cocaine.
So did you hurt anyone on your way through the whole...
Physically, no. I always said that I only ever hurt myself. I'm only doing it to myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hurting me. I'm spending... But the truth was, I through the car crash of it, I was like a tornado.
Yeah.
I didn't see what I was doing to others, like the endless night's sleep, lack of sleep my nan used to have. Now, bear in mind, we lost my granddad in 2012.
Yeah.
2005, and she was really ill.
Yeah.
And I used to use that place like a hotel stroke. She never knew what time I was coming in. I'm borrowing money, acting. It's the acting as well, the weirdness, obviously she's seeing all this firsthand, the temper tantrums. Get away from me, I don't want to talk to you, just leave me alone. I was, like, me when I grew up, I wasn't like that at all.
No, not at all.
But all I could think about was using on a daily basis. When I was at work, but when I opened my eyes, I'd think about the next hire. Thinking kids would solve me, it didn't. It just, then I was travelling to Norfolk every week. My life was so unmanageable. I had no money, I was borrowing, I was robbing Pete's Pay Paul constantly, taking money off this person, getting that. But then at that point I couldn't have loans, I was bankrupt, I was in a right mess, my nan bought me last van for me, bless her heart, before she passed, and she passed in first part of 2013, and I was living at the house where I grew up in. It was empty. So memories of my nan and granddad, good memories, but it was just the using them for me. I had nothing and no one around me no more. I don't say that, at the time it was poor old me, because that's what this illness is all about. It's about self-pitying, selfish people, that's what we are. Mm-hmm. It's all about us, how bad our life is. You've got children in Africa and Asia and even in our own country that have got nowhere to sleep, nowhere to live, but it was poor old Steve. My mum's an alcoholic, my girlfriend's cheated on me, I ain't got my kids, poor old me, I know what I do, I smash myself to bits every single day and feel sorry for myself. And it kept going like that until, and I didn't think things could go any lower, I was living on people's sofas after they sold me nan's house. And in this time I met someone else. Before that I lost my licence for drink driving. Luckily, it was before the drug test come out, because they only got me for drinking. But the night they caught me, I'd been on MDMA, I'd been on cocaine, I'd been drinking. But the thing is, I put a lot of lives in danger, so what I've been doing could have been a lot worse. But by the grace of God, as I now know it, I managed to just do myself at that point. But obviously, people around me, it's like a butterfly, it's a Coriolis effect, the butterfly effect. People around me, everyone feels the bad vibes, the bad energy. Every time someone rang me up, there's always something wrong. This has happened, that's happened, that's it. But I'm still using it at this point. So the manipulation is, it's the lies, the dishonesty, the deceit of people and friends closest to me that just wanted to see me get better. You're not using it, no. Shot, no, not using it. I was lying through my teeth. I don't even know how. I was believing it. I'd lied for so long. I believed it. I was buying into that delusion that my mind was telling me. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's a delusion of the mind. It's an insanity of the thinking. My brain doesn't function like a normal person's. So I lost my licence and still using every day, fell off my bike again, coming back from a pub one day. How I didn't get killed, I don't know. Once again, by the grace of God.